Alright, should be good, should be good. Hopefully everything is all set up here. Hello, Talon, how's everything doing? You are first today. Hopefully everything is going well. As you can see, we have, we've kept the festivities going. We've got more festive things going on. Hopefully everything is going alright on your end. Oh my gosh, we are almost to the end of the asset collection. That is crazy to me. Hello, hello, Mirage. Log cake, yes. Yes, you a log cake. And the elf staring into my soul. I tried to make it less creepy than a regular elf, you know? So, you know, hopefully we got there. Hope you're doing well, Mirage. But yes, I've been switching up the foods and things, and we also have the figgy pudding. I like doing the food most, I think. I think that's the part that I enjoy most about the assets. Person currently lurking? Alright, Talon, have a good lurk. And, what else? What else did I throw here? Oh, we have our, we have the snow bunny. We have the, Yukisagi in the, upper right corner. I really want to try to figure out what to do with the assets, next year. I think I'm going to probably try doing it in a different way. I think I want to have less, but of a more unique, higher quality. Because right now these are all, like, very generic items. So I want to do, items that are, that sort of play more with, theme. Instead of just sort of having what could pretty much be, like, almost clip arty. And I really want to start doing custom assets. I think that would be really fun. I really want to do assets that are specifically designed to a VTuber. You know, I really want to do things like, weapon design and, food and all that kind of stuff. But you know, I've talked about that before. I've been excited to try to do something like that. So hopefully we can do that next year. But I hope that you've been enjoying them so far. Do you have a favorite one? Hello, Dolphin. Are there fox elves? Well, that's an interesting question. Foxes and the Fae are actually very closely linked. So, I'm not sure if there would be fox elves, but I do know that there are foxes that work with elves. I'm still stupid busy, probably will be till next year, but I will at least lurk today. Alright, Roan, I really appreciate the lurk, and I hope that, things have at least been productive. I'm sorry that they've been a little, hectic, but hopefully you'll get to relax, a little bit more next year. But I understand, it's a crazy time of year for a lot of people, so no worries. Don't ruin foxes by elfing them. I'm not making elf foxes, I'm just saying that, you know, traditionally, foxes and fae are extremely closely linked. That's just a fact. Why are you guys upset by that? Why does that upset you? I mean, hey. Stern emoji's eating my whole message. I don't know what is up with that or why YouTube hasn't fixed that, but I have experienced it and I'm so sorry that you are as well. Good busy? Guest tomorrow? Deep cleaning? Okay. Alright. Well, good busy at least sounds like a productive form of busy. Reject elfing the floofs. What are you afraid of? That I would be drawing foxes with, like, elf ears? 'Cause we're not doing that. Oh my gosh. You guys are ridiculous. No, seriously though, like, look it up if you don't believe me. Foxes and fae. I believe What is it? They thought that corgis were, like, good steeds for fairies at one point. I wish you a productive and fun stream, and now I must commandeer the mop. Good luck with the mop. May it guide you. Fox are just my favorite thing, and then being elked sounds horrifying. No worries here, though. The corgi steed pictures are amazing. Hope you've seen the ones of corgi centaurs. I feel like I would have on, like... That sounds like a Tumblr thing. That absolutely sounds like a Tumblr thing. Alright. Let's jump to our main scene here. There we go. There we go, there we go. So, where we left off before, I just sort of wanted to, like, make sure that I had a general idea of the light and shadow. I didn't end up going for any super deep, shadow work. I didn't end up going for, like, dramatic lighting or anything. But what I did do, that I think really helped improve the piece, is I actually changed the background. So, this is our old background, and this is our new background. So I think that adds so much more life to it. I think that adds a lot more life and interest. Whereas before, it was just sort of like this, kind of... Let's see if I can just move it here. Kind of this obscure-looking, fuzzy, sort of foggy, foresty thing, and now it actually feels like there's something going on. So I think that helped a lot. Also, I don't need to save stream elements. I haven't done anything yet. But today I think we're going to be doing a bit of cleanup work, sort of polishing it to the level of the previous pieces. I think it's pretty much done for the most part. It's just a matter of polishing the lines, which shouldn't take too long, because all the color and everything is established. Bessa, thank you so much for resubscribing on Twitch. I really appreciate it. I hope that you are doing well. Hope everything is going well. That's the other thing. Next year, I am going to add more emotes. I've been spending more time doing emotes for other people on commission and everything, but next year I'm going to dedicate some time to making up some emotes. Where was I? So I think what we will probably do for this is... Yeah, I think it's gonna work best if we duplicate this. There we go. Wait, that was actually... Oh, it's just... Okay, it's just extra line art. I was like, why does that suddenly look bolder? Okay, it's just the line art. That's actually good to note, though. Maybe I should intensify some of the line art. Okay. I'm gonna merge these. Merge that. Merge below. And I am kind of thinking I want to do that again and sort of work from this. Is that really just the hair? Like, what am I looking at that makes it feel bolder? Is it just the... It's probably just the thickness of the line art, but I don't want the line art to be that thick, so... Yeah, it's just the line art, so it really doesn't make a difference. Mischievous star, please? How so? How so? Also, what is it with you and Vessa and wanting everything to be mischievous? Alright. This should be good, I think. Yep, this is all in one layer. Awesome, okay. So we're just gonna go to our main brush here because I am just sort of sticking with the same one each time. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? Just so that we have a backup of our backups. We've got our layers, and now I want the backup of the backup. I'm gonna duplicate the, fully merged layer, just in case, just precaution. And I'm just sort of gonna go in here and kind of clean up the layers and make everything look nice and pretty. Make everything feel finished. Back from my lurk, that was quick. Just writing in my journal on my PC while listening to the team. Alright. Also, let me just throw in a recording here. I'm trying to do my best to record the process of everything here. Now it's just a matter of, like, when I actually get the chance to turn them into speed paints. So I definitely need to start doing that as well. I was doing well with the speed paints. I was doing them on, like, a fairly consistent schedule, and then I just sort of got, I don't know, carried away, distracted, one of the two. There's emotes for all kinds of emotions, but there's no shenanigans time emote? Okay. Alright, I suppose I will have to add that to the list. There's quite a few that I think I haven't yet, realized that we need to express certain things. Like I don't even have a sad emote. I have one that's like, either very angry or very happy, but I don't have anything that's like sad or upset. What else? I probably need some that are like more art focused, and I probably want to start thinking of ones that are like Twitch specific, because I'm trying to think of like, you know, Discord versus Twitch and all that. And then eventually, the goal is going to be to copy them all over to YouTube as well. And I'm hoping that YouTube does something next year for memberships. I'm really hoping they do improve a lot of the features on it. Top 5 emotes you want but don't already have. I have a list. Okay, so here's the thing. When I first started streaming and everything, when I was like, you know, what was that, like almost like a year and a half ago, when I was first trying to figure all this out and had no idea how any of it worked at all. Like, I didn't even understand how Twitch streams worked because I came from a time before Twitch. Like, my experience in streaming was on a website that no longer exists, and that was my only experience doing streaming things. So I knew that you could have emotes, and I knew that they were a big part of things, and I was like, oh, I'm going to design all the emotes, and then I'll be ahead of the game, and I'll be so smart, right? And then I didn't realize that it was subscriber based. I didn't understand that, and it also took me like a really, really long time to understand subs, bits, tips, channel points, the whole shenanigans. Like, I could not absorb it. I felt like I was trying to learn an entirely new Pokedex. It was terrible. So I sketched out like 20 different emote designs, and I then had to just sort of choose like a random first 5 or so, and then I didn't even end up using that for the longest time. So then I just ended up using those 5 on Discord and then sort of copied them over here. And I'm kind of playing catch up, but I've had the sketches for a year and a half now. I've had like 20 different designs. Maybe I'll bring it to like a vote with people who are members or something. I don't know. That might be interesting. They can like vote on which one should be finalized. And I also probably need to reinvent them anyway. Make them look nicer. But I definitely want to have ones that sort of like make more use of my wand, or I want to have like some joke one, what are they, inside joke ones? I don't know. I have to see like what's changed since then and what is generic enough to just need it already. And then I also have to figure out how to split that between like my demi-human self and my fox self, so I'm not really sure, how that's gonna work yet. Splitting the two is gonna be a little tricky. You can do you can do it, I believe in you. Yeah, I have like a thumbs up one, but maybe like a cheering one? I definitely want to do like a confetti one. I see those a lot and I think they're really cute. Hoshi, hello there! How's everything going? Wonderful to see you today. We need a wand poopy book? Oh my gosh. That's actually fantastic. Hang on, I need to write that one down. Wow, I have a lot of notes for other emotes. Wand bap emote, I love that. I really, like, my favorite thing about emotes, like when I'm making them for somebody else, or like seeing the ones people have created, my favorite emotes are the ones where it, like, takes a a common theme. Like the ones that other people have, how do I explain it? When it takes like a common emote trope, but then it's like specific to that person. So like using a wand instead of a bat, I think is awesome. Churros, hello there! Thank you so much for the raid. How's everything going? Stinky Churros raid? Why Stinky? Hello, raiders! For those of you who don't know, my name is Starlight. I'm a celestial fox VTuber. I primarily do art streams, and right now I am working on painting one of the Hololive girls from the Hololive Gamers branch. But welcome, welcome! Hello. What was that popped up with the little people? I don't know what you mean. Was it the raid alert? I'm not sure what you're talking about. With the little peoples? I don't know. I blame my victims, they call me Stinky. Well, welcome in, raiders. Also, Ryu, hello there. Hello. Writing plans and ideas for upcoming year? Oh, nice. I thought an image of you hugging a large crystal with your wings lightly wrapped around would be gorgeous. Probably not for emotes. That does sound like it would be an interesting large illustration, though. Probably the raid alert. That would be my guess, yeah. But I think it's just the generic raid alert, right? I think I just have, like, the... My gosh, I have so many things I need to customize. Also, Nikolai, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Today we're sort of, finishing off what we were doing with, Fubuki. So, I'm hoping that we will be able to sort of, like, render this and get it nice and cleaned up. I finished line art for a semi-normal, semi-chibi PNG tuber and doodled some people. Ooh, nice. Semi-chibi, semi-normal? So I'm guessing... What would that be, like 4 heads or so? Trying to figure out how thin that I want this line art so that it still matches with all the other pieces. That's the other thing, like I have the other pieces on another screen here so that I can do my best to try to match the style I had so that these kind of feel like they all go together. Like still chibi-ish but more normal body? Oh, okay, gotcha. Sometimes I wonder if it was better to put it all on one layer or not. I don't know, I feel like I clean things up when they're better on one layer, but I also get more confused. It's kind of a double-edged sword. And send a pig? Yeah, sure, if you want to. I don't have links on here, but if you want to throw it in like a work in progress thing. I sent work in progress. American style chibi? What? Dolphin, what? That just sounds like a Funko Pop. Oh, nice, nice, nice. I see what you mean. It's like a, that is a nice in-between, actually. I'm trying to think if there's, like... Yeah, no, that's actually a really nice in-between. That looks really cool. Churros invented a new art style. It could definitely stand out. It could definitely stand out as something. I don't think I've seen... Yeah, you're right. It's kind of like a nice in-between of, like, chibi and non-chibi. It's like 4 heads. Alright, cool, cool. It's also like the proportions that you have. Oh, you know what it reminds me of? I keep staring at it. I'm like, what does this feel like to me? It reminds me of a BJD. It feels like a ball-jointed doll. I was like, I know I've seen these proportions, but not in a drawing. Why does it not feel familiar? It feels like a ball-jointed doll. Man, I used to be really into, I had a friend who was really into ball-jointed dolls. Like, I think they still really are. But I was really obsessed with trying to figure that out one time. Or, a while back, I would say. I really like the ball-jointed doll style. I wish I did see it more in drawings. I have seen people draw ball-jointed doll illustration, but it always comes out looking like a little uncanny, so I think it's kind of hard to hit. I personally prefer chibis that are a little bit more, that are a little bit taller in proportion anyway. I think that I think 3 to 4 heads is like a nice compromise to being able to see detail and such. Makes me think of SD Gundam when they're still chibi, but very detailed with realistic proportions. Yeah, for sure. Oh, you know what else? I think I probably have a bias to that, ratio, because that's what they do a lot for kimono art. I think that's probably where my bias comes in. Because, animals are just sort of naturally going to be smaller than people, so kimono art uses 4 heads a lot. It's hard to see sometimes because the focus is on the floof. Very true, very true. I actually, like, I was thinking about that earlier. I want to start getting a little bit back into, furry work. I mean, like, I've been doing so many, anime pieces because that's really what I need to be practicing, because that's sort of like, not, I wouldn't really say my weak point, but it's definitely, like, I think my stronger point is in anthro, but I sort of want to have more examples that shift the style a little bit more. So I might try playing around with that a little bit. I was drawing a lot of dragons yesterday, and I'm like, you know, I still really want to make sure that I keep my paws in anthro work, you know? I like creepy marionette-style characters, very true. Pokemon Red Blue Chibi versus Pokemon Black White Chibis? Which do you like better? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Are you referring to, like, Nendroids? I don't know what you mean by black and white versus red and blue. Do you just mean the characters? Like, do I prefer seeing blue, green, and red as the characters in Chibi style more than, like, Hilda and what's their name? Devo, thank you so much for subscribing on YouTube. I really appreciate it. I hope you're doing well. Hope everything is going well. I'm gonna read manga and pass out. Alright. Have a good night. It's, I think it's pretty late there, so sleep well. And, thank you again for the raid. I appreciate it. $3:30. Churros, get some sleep. My gosh. Alright. I'm trying to not spend too much time on each end here, but it's kind of just like general rendering today, honestly. Okay. Bye-bye. Don't pretend you don't stay up past 2 a.m. Very rarely, honestly. Very, very rarely. I used to be able to, much more. In art school, I used to stay up much longer, much more often. But I don't think I can really do it much anymore. Actually, I remember, my roommate actually making fun of me for that at one point, saying, like, oh, you go to bed so early, and I'm like, yeah, I used to not do that. I used to be able to pull up many, you know, typical art student all-nighters, but that is not really much of a thing anymore. What am I trying to do here for the folds on this? This needs to be a little bit lower, doesn't it? I can stay up late, but I always feel better when I go to bed early, to be honest. I don't even know if I can tell, really. I mean, I probably could, but I don't know. I do remember a lot of all-nighters to get work done, like, right before, an assignment, and those were not fun. Would you say mirroring your art is super important? I've heard it's necessary, but I'm not sure. I wouldn't say it's necessary. Just because, like, you know, you think of traditional art, there's not really a way to mirror that very easily, right? Unless you go up to an actual mirror, which some artists do, to be fair. I think it's a good tool, to see things from other angles. As a digital artist, I think that there's no reason not to. I think it's probably my best way of... Alright, there's no point, there wouldn't be a fold here. This fabric is probably too thick for a fold. If you can get yourself used to flipping your canvas, I would do it. I think there's nothing to be lost from it and really only to be gained. Because you're seeing everything in a different light, and it'll help you figure out things like proportions and whatnot. And sometimes I also just do it because it's easier on my wrist. So, like, if I'm trying to, like for here, for instance, if I wanted to paint that, this curvature is going against my wrist right now, but if I flip it, then it's going with my wrist. Because I'm, right-handed. I know, you can't really see, just with the crystal point, but if you imagine, somebody who's right-handed and they're sort of swinging the wrist here, then doing it this way is going to go against the grain, literally. So I think that it helps to flip it just to be able to, like, you know, this is going to be more natural for me than this. But the other thing, the reason that I mainly like to flip my canvas is, especially for things like the face, you definitely want to make sure that that looks good from both angles. Because flipping, because facial proportion is something you can, tell easier. It's kind of like, it's kind of in your head that it sort of forces you to flip your, perspective of things. Like, I know there's some people, not as common, but there's other people who, flip their drawing over, because then you're not seeing it as a character, but you can clearly see what needs to be fixed. I'm not really sure if I'm making any sense right now, but hopefully I am to some degree. So if you work digitally, I would get used to flipping your canvas. I would make it into a habit if you can. I have it on a shortcut, so I can sort of do it a little bit without thinking. But I think it's a good habit. I didn't used to do it, but I think that my work definitely has improved from doing it. Like a mental disassociation. Yeah, that's a really good way to say it, actually. That's a perfect way to say it. It's like a mental disassociation. You're sort of tricking your brain into seeing something new. And that flip of the canvas is like another way to look at things with fresh eyes. It helps to dominate factors within a piece. I'm not entirely sure what you mean by that, but dominate factors. You mean like figuring out which is more important to pay attention to? I really don't want to render out these hands. I'm still trying to find that balance between, like, the anime hand that isn't very detailed and still having enough, information that you can tell what's going on. I didn't actually mean to flip that. It's like when people see faces in inanimate things, but kind of the reverse, because you're trying to look at the picture from the art perspective instead of noticing the character. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Yeah, you're sort of trying to see the reverse. You're trying to not see the... You're trying to see it as, like, you know, a person, but you're also trying to see the shapes and make sure that the form makes sense. I need to make this a little bit darker so I can actually see what's going on here. There's an easier way for me to, like, color pick this tiny amount here. I'm trying to simplify it, but not too much. Not really sure how to explain that. Helps define dominant factors. Huh. I'm here, long time to be here since last time. Gonna stay and lurk here to collect enough points for the 10-minute sketch redeem. Oh my gosh. I think, next stream, what I'm going to probably end up doing is making it more of a redeem-focused stream. So things like sketches and everything, if you want to try to, I probably won't be able to help everyone with it, but I might try to temporarily, like, lower the rate of it just a little bit and see if that helps out, and then I can sort of focus on doing sketch redeem things if you, if you're sort of, like, not sure when it's, a good time to redeem and such. We'll make it more of a focus next stream, so then it's like a, sort of easier to get through a bunch of them. Little bit of a fun holiday thing, I think. Since I probably will not be streaming on, Christmas Eve, most likely. I don't really see a reason to, honestly, but... hopefully that's still keeping the shape that I had set before. Also, hello, Murdoch! Hello, hello. Enjoy the time with friends and fam. I mean, yeah, but, also I think that a lot of other people are probably gonna be super busy too, so sort of everyone enjoy the time with friends and fam, right? Alright, that's a little bit more cleaned up. Make sure I paint out all of the sketchy parts. The literal sketchy parts. The parts that look like they're still from the sketch. There we go. Something like that. Should be good. I'd love to get to the point where I don't have to clean up as much, where I just sort of have, like, more confident strokes. Which will probably help once I learn to work in sketches with a thinner, brush. I always end up working in a much thicker brush, and if I can get myself to learn to work a little bit thinner, it'll probably help with the cleanup. You count as anime? Can I force you to try yourself with point redeems? Darn you, Vessa. I think I specifically say no original, I believe it specifically says no original characters on there. Right? So, I am anime, but I am not in an anime. It doesn't? I could have sworn I set it to that. I don't have anything about, like... Are you sure? No, legitimately, because I thought I set it that way so that people wouldn't be, telling me to draw their OCs without a reference. That's false. I saw you in a scene in Beastars. That was a deleted scene, not for the general public. Murdoch, you're not helping. Why was I What? Because I don't wear clothes in my anthro form, you know that. You guys, jeez. I mean, you know that it already took me a long time to get used to clothes anyway. It's kind of like, I don't know. Isn't it kind of like a werewolf thing where you wouldn't want to destroy them anyway, but no, my clothes don't really, doesn't really work for me, I guess. I don't know. I think I follow, like, a few of the werewolf rules, but not all of them. So it's really weird. We're a bunch of jokers? No, you're a bunch of chaos. We have definitely established that. We've definitely established that you are all filled with chaos. Some more than others, but that's definitely a common theme. I was trying to get a rise out of you and it worked. Ah! No, I'm not gonna make this into a 4th stream. That would be really, sad, because all the other ones have taken a maximum of 2. And I will feel like I am very much failing if this takes 4. It's bad enough that I already feel like I need to speed up in general. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I have a lot to work on. I have a lot to work on, okay? I love talking to you guys, but I have a long way to go. I think I need to, like... I don't know. I think there's a lot that I need to figure out about this kind of work, but I don't know what it is that I need to figure out, so I don't know what to work on. Do you understand what that... does that make sense? Am I talking, like, am I talking gibberish, or does that make sense? Like, I know that I need to do something to make this work better, but I don't know what it is. So I don't know where to improve. You don't know what you don't know. Yeah, exactly. You don't know what you don't know. I feel like that's the majority of what I work on, honestly. And then the breakthroughs for me is when I figure out what I don't know. But it's not not as often as I would like it to be. But my goal for next year, or one of them anyway, is to try and figure out what I don't know. Like, that is what I'm hoping for 2023. Is sort of figuring out what needs to be done to make everything fall into place a little bit better. Felt that way my whole life, don't worry. Oh my god. I feel the same way with VA. I think we all feel that way in all aspects of life one way or another. Probably, yeah. Probably. I think for me with content, it's, like, lately anyway, it's been more apparent, I suppose, is the best way to put it. Like, I feel like with my content, like doing art for VTubers and everything this year, I feel like I am the closest I've been to figuring out what works, but I'm also not there yet either, but I'm the closest I've been before in my life, so it gives me more energy and drive to try and figure out what it is, but also more frustration. I get feelings of what it could be, but nothing really set in stone enough. So, yeah, next year's goal is to try and figure out what it could be, or at least the direction of it. Any skill I've attempted to put my all towards learning, the more I learn, the more I feel like I don't know. I think that's also kind of normal. That's true. Isn't that the name for a theory? That I don't, at the moment, remember the name of, but isn't that a theory name? Like, what do they say? If you're smart, you think that you don't know anything, and if you're not, and if you're, you know, not as bright, you think you're brilliant. There's a name for that, and I forget what it is. Is it the Dunning-Kruger effect? Inverse Dunning-Kruger? Maybe, maybe. Set a good foundation that'll help you launch new ideas and directions faster? I hope so. I really hope so. Like I was saying to someone before, like, I've been, like, this whole year has been very, experimental, and sort of figuring out the groundwork and such, and setting the stage, and then going into next year is when I want to try and implement everything. Yukiya, thank you so much for resubscribing on Twitch. How's everything been? I hope you are doing well. Hope everything is going well. We were talking earlier in the stream about how I really want to start making more emotes to make Twitch more worthwhile. So that is also another goal for next year, among other things. Been busy? My hand is just slightly inflamed. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Is that from working? I know you've probably been doing a lot of class type stuff, so I'm sorry to hear that though. I hope it feels better. Also, hello, Ice Bear. I might be wrong, maybe I think I know more than I do. Nice, I see what you did there. Both that and a previous injury. Oof, I'm sorry about that. I definitely hope that your hand starts feeling better soon. I'm doing all right. I've been working on uploading the my asset advent calendar, and today we just released a Yule log cake. So I'm just sort of trying to keep up with that and make sure that I make sure to post every day. And then afterwards, I don't think I'm gonna do that for a while. Oh, it's been fun, but yeah, I definitely want to learn to sort of switch up what I'm doing there. But I hope people have been enjoying it. I hope that, it's at least been somewhat worthwhile so far. And then I've been working on doing, Hololive fan art on streams lately. My favorite character in, Granblue talks about, Kitsunebi a lot, so I know what that is. Are you making an asset of a plate of chocolate chip cookies for Santa? Maybe. I want to... I'm not sure which day that should go out. One of the hardest parts about the calendar itself is that I kind of just randomly started making assets, and then I had to assign days to them all. And I'm still a little bit behind on the actual polishing on some of them. So I'm trying to, like, finish up some coloring designs, figure out which days they belong to, and then figure out which days make the most sense. And others I probably should have released in different order, but oh well. Minokuro, hello, hello! How's everything? Or, Koido Minokuro. Is this the same Minokuro with a different icon? I am Santa, I remember the chocolate chip cookies. Put the cookies out on Christmas Eve, that's the night people leave them out. I mean, yeah, true. That's the weird thing about Christmas Eve, though, for the assets, is I feel like most people probably won't be using them that late, but I don't know. The other thing is, okay, so I have cookies for Santa, and then I also have, like, gingerbread cookies for people. Which I think you guys probably saw me work on a stream. But now I'm just sort of like, I messed up the days. I'll give Santa Star fancy Milano cookies. Oh. I love Milano. Milano's great. And also very fancy, yes. You know me, I like fancy looking food. I feel I've not done enough that I wanted this year. This is why I'm doing a commonplace journal to plan out everything for the upcoming year so I can do better. Nice! Yeah, that's the thing, right? That's what I was just saying, is like, we've been doing a lot of experimentation, but next year, I want it to be the year of implementation. And that's like, that goes for everybody, right? I think that a lot of us sort of started on this journey, tried to figure out what we were doing, tried to figure out our niches, figure out what we were getting to, figure out what we really wanted to start focusing on, and then next year is like, you know, when we actually start the marathon. We've been training for the marathon. Next year we're going to actually run the marathon. Get Christmas tree and Santa assets out ASAP, first 2 days of December. After that, I think there's more wiggle room. Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, yeah, you and Senpai were absolutely right on that one, and I'm glad that you guys, like, convinced me to sort of switch around the orders. I think that definitely helped for sure. I think if I do this again, I'll probably just do a... I'd probably end up doing 12 days of Christmas, honestly. 24 was a bit much. Which, you know, luckily Christmas has multiple variants of day countdowns, so you kinda can choose. "12 days and they already have their own stuff." Oh, I don't know if I would, like, use what they have. Might take some inspiration from it. I don't know. Well, I'll have to see, like, where... It's so hard to plan for next year, because I really don't know what I'm going to be focused on next year. So that's all up in the air. Good luck with the marathon, and make sure to hydrate. Now, you're not gonna see me in a marathon anytime soon. I've got wings for a reason. Still hydrate anyway, fair enough. No, I just know because a lot of people say that with content, like, it's not a, it's a marathon, not a sprint, right? So, kind of just taken from that. Also, I think it's okay to still be heavily in the experimentation phase. I think I am. I absolutely still think I'm heavily in experimentation. I'm just saying, like, I don't think that, you know, January 2023, I'm gonna start implementing everything. I think the first half of it is still going to be experimentation, and then hopefully the second half is where most of the implementation is. I think a lot of us are still experimenting, and I find nothing wrong with that. I think doing artist sprint would be like one of the many artists that explode out of nowhere and then die really. Oh, jeez. Yeah, I don't intend to do that. For next year, it's me going to finish Violet's main story and then get into competitive Pokemon content. Ooh, competitive. That could be interesting. Ooh. You know what, Seahiro? I don't know why I just thought of that, but thinking about Senpai's stream yesterday with competitive Pokemon, you could do some really nice shorts of just some, like, really basic, competitive choices that someone who is not a competitive player might have never heard of or be able to grasp. So you could say things like, right now, this Pokemon's moveset is the biggest in the meta because XYZ, and that could be a short. I don't know, I feel like the competitive scene could make really good shorts content. You don't have to make me feel better, I know I'm kind of everywhere. No, I mean, like, legitimately, I think that a lot of us are still trying to figure it out. I'm not trying to be patronizing. I legitimately think that a lot of us are still sort of trying to get the foothold. I made her pinky larger than her index finger. Alright. I have to make sure to clean this up a little bit and fix that. Alright, that's a little bit more accurate, right? Maybe? Hopefully. I am flipping the canvas so much right now because I'm trying to figure out, how the different sides of the hand should look. So that's another reason for flipping the canvas so often. Hang on one sec. I will look at chat in just a sec. I'm just trying to figure out where I need to improve on the hands here. On both ends, actually. And this thumb needs to be improved a little bit more. Come on. I get it. I'm probably recording too much. It's probably getting tired. I get it. I'm also trying to match what I had before here and make sure that all sort of lines up. And I think I accidentally added a little dot there that I didn't mean to. Alright. Is that kind of a little bit better? Alright, and good enough. Save that and catch up on chat a little bit. Whoa! I plan to try out so many things. Nice, Astra. I'm excited for all the literature you've got planned. Have I seen the short of Pachirisu surviving Draco Meteor? Yeah, that's like one of the biggest moments in competitive Pokemon, right? I saw so many memes about the Pachirisu, and everyone drew the dang Pachirisu. So yeah, you could do a lot with that. I joined Senpai's stream later after he explained that. It's a good idea, though. They could already be doing doing it, so I have to think how to make the shorts more entertaining. He was literally showing us shorts where people just grabbed the screenshot, like a picture of a card, and then just read off the card description. So I think you could definitely make things more entertaining. Churros, I thought you went to bed! Oh my gosh. Churros, do you mind if, sleep is a social construct? Jeez. Do you mind if I save this for first thing next stream? Because I was saying that next stream I'm probably going to dedicate things to the Redeem sketches. Because I really want to try to not turn this painting into a 4-stream piece. So I'm going to save this for next stream, and I promise I won't forget this. I think actually if I leave it up, it'll probably stay up. But just in case, I will write a note to myself here. I think the way I have it set up, it probably won't disappear anyway. But I'm gonna write this so that it's the first sketch for next stream. Also, I'm still trying to catch up with chat, so give me a sec. Blah, blah, blah. I follow Vtuber only posts once a month. Who posts once a month with a big following? That's crazy. I mean, I'm sure if you have like some really high quality stuff, it could definitely work, but that's interesting. I'm curious to hear what your thoughts are on drawing faster. It's one of my biggest goals next year. I think a lot of it should be, drawing faster. I think a lot of it involves, gesture sketches and literally getting your hand looser. So doing a lot of things like gesture drawings and referencing, doing like photo references. In art school, they make you do, what do they call that in a gym? Repetition, where they have like a bunch of different things that you have to do in the gym. They have an art version of that, where it's like, you know, 20 minutes of 1 minute sketches, and then, like, 10, maybe like 15 minutes of 3 5-minute sketches, and it keeps getting longer and longer, but in the beginning, you have to do ones that are really quick and gestural, and it just sort of gets your hand used to working faster, and they will look terrible because you do not have the physical amount of time to get them down, but it literally just forces your hand to move faster. I had to do a lot where it was like 10 minutes of 20-second sketches, and you were lucky to get like a few lines on the paper, and then they would make you go to the next one. So I think that's a lot of it. Right now, what you can see I'm doing is getting caught in the rendering, but just in terms of like sketching faster, I think that's a huge part of it. A lot of people are afraid to make the first big move, going live or uploading the first video. Yeah, for sure. Why do you think it's harder for newer VTubers to do that now? I'm dead when you stream because it's 2 AM here. Can I draw Iruma from Welcome to Demon School Iruma? I will look up what that is and do my best. And I have it set in the notes. For next year, would there be a chance of live 2D? I don't know, honestly. I cannot say anything for certain on that end. Mirage, what? Also, hello, Grendel. All right, I think I'm caught up here. I already do gestures, but not timed ones, so I'll implement that in my practice. Yeah, timed gestures are something they really force, because it, you intentionally have to just work on getting the main points of the piece. What is that website called? Taki, DM me after stream and remind me to look at a website that changes the pose every few, like every minute or so, and it's a good website to use to practice from. My sister turns out very nicely. Oh geez, the pink does make us look more alike, doesn't it? No, it's not a Dorka, although that's a really good reference to use as well. Do they do timed things? They actually might do timed things these days. There's probably a lot of them. Adorka could also be a good reference. But the main thing is just to force yourself to be doing... Alright, this makes sense, but this doesn't. Ah! I hate trying to match, How can I quickly fix that? Alright, let me see if I can just sort of change the ratio here. See if that'll work. I hate doing this, but that'll probably help a little bit more. I don't like cutting in, but it's important to know how to, just for instances like this. You can paint it right back in and not worry so much. Alright, this part probably needs to be a little bit larger. And then... this part by... And I can see tangents. Ugh! Alright, it's fine. It's fine. It's better to get something done than spend too long, right? Try to move this down a little so that everything here can move down. So that this finger can move down a little bit more. I think I've drawn every single Adorka image in existence by now. I bought a cool pose book from Japan. It's naked though, so it feels awkward to look at. Yeah, it is awkward at first, for sure, but it is something you get used to. Yeah, definitely go with timed things, though, because it will force you to make decisions faster. And it kind of, makes you just focus on the gesture more than the detail. Alright, I think that makes a little bit more sense, right? It's such a tiny detail, but I want to try and make the anatomy somewhat cohesive. So just changing the size of the fingers a tiny bit so that they don't feel as... I get it, it's probably something tiny that isn't really noticeable, but oh well. We're still making okay time. There we go. Alright. That should work well enough. If it bothers you, the artist, that's valid. It's your art and you get to make the decisions. Yeah, I try to keep things, sort of moving, flowing on stream if I can. Time for robot lunch. Be back in a bit. Have a good day if you're gone before I return. Alright. Sounds good. Have a good lunch. Oof. I feel like if I really studied a lot of other anime work, it would probably, like, have all of these, like, variants of anatomy on it as well. But it's probably something that is overlooked most of the time. I'm just trying to make sure that things look somewhat accurate. I try to work on that. That would still make sense, right? If you're... I am not used to human hands still. This should be good. Good enough. Good enough. Alright. Okay. Where else to be focusing? This is okay, this is okay. This section is all good now. So we should be good there. I want to clean up the hair a little bit. Luckily that shouldn't be too hard. Sort of making sure that everything is all tidy here. Yeah, that doesn't take too long, so that's good. I really like this music, it's so pretty, right? I don't know what it's called, unfortunately, but... Nope, I can't read kanji. Paste it in chat? I can try. No, I can't. Can I? Why can't I do that? It wouldn't even let me paste it. Ugh. Anyone else here celebrate other holidays than Christmas? I'm hoping to, little sneak peek for you guys, little, little non-visual yet sneak peek. I am hoping tomorrow to release a second asset along with the, advent calendar that I am hoping, people who don't celebrate Christmas might appreciate. Probably gonna be up all night finishing up assets. Crystal dreidel? Not a dreidel, because I feel like it doesn't quite make sense if it can't move, and I wouldn't know how to make it move with my current skill set. But I was thinking of a menorah. I'm surprised that I haven't yet seen any menorah, so I'm going to try to see if I can release one tomorrow. You know, for all the assets that that I've already seen being made over, you know, a few years now, I'm really surprised that I haven't seen a menorah one yet. So hopefully that will be useful. If you make 3 variations of it, one slightly left, one right, one centered, put different designs, it would make a decent facsimile of spinning. There you go. I mean, I could do that in the same style as the blinking Christmas tree. I don't know how well that would work, but... What was I just painting? There, okay. So I do have the ability. I mean, to some extent, I just don't have, like... I don't have, like, the live 2D ability, you know? What the heck? No, 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 wait. That's not supposed to happen. Hang on one sec. One sec, why is it not... I hope that's not in there. Shoot. Shush challenge, shush! Oh my god. YouTube, don't kill me. Can I DM you a suggestion so I can send a visual idea? Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna have to make sure that that's not in my streaming playlist. Alright, hair should be good here. Fix it up here. As always, feel free to disregard. You're alright, I feel you're more experienced. Okay. I'm always, I think I mentioned this in the Discord before, but I have no issue with backseat arting because I feel like getting a different set of eyes on visual work, for me anyway. I mean, I'm only speaking for myself. Don't do this in other people's streams if they haven't already said you can, because I know that it's different for different people. I personally feel like for me, it helps to get a second pair of eyes. Like, for example, apparently, there were people who noticed that I had spelled Exceleron, but no one told me. So, or I'd like forget a detail on a character or something. So if you see something and I'm like past the sketching stage and I'm like getting into detail and I have missed something that you think I haven't just like gotten around to yet, then feel free to backseat art for me. Any perspective is useful in some way if you have the tolerance for it, even the really poopy ones. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I absolutely think that that getting second eyes on art is very beneficial. Also, Mirage, it was the SAO opening, and I didn't realize that it was in my streaming playlist, so I'm gonna have to make sure it's not. Dub over it. I think it was okay. It was like, it was less than 10 seconds, but I was just like, where did this come from? Also, I'm glad that our robot friend went to get lunch. It's still doot doot doot. I think YouTube only content ID is more than 10 seconds. Okay. That's good. That's good to know. Taki, is it for this piece or is it for a future piece? Just 'cause I don't have Discord up. This one? Okay. Give me a sec. Yeah, something probably looks off. Let me see here. Give me one sec. Maybe a line at the bottom of the palm, or skin vein showed the palm in a way it's a little more clear. Isn't as visual clear as the left hand. Oh, I see what you're saying. Hang on, if you were to pose... Yeah, that would go down a little bit more. It'd probably be a little bit more of a visual rake up here, so that you can see the wrist with the palm. And... How would I have that? Probably just like a... I think I didn't have the line there because of the light hitting it, even though I had it here. So let me see. Something like... It would help if it was the right color. And then I want to try to fade it out a little bit. And then maybe use a darker color on the edge here. This is where it's really hard to figure out where to simplify because it's an anime style versus where to add more detail. Something like this. Make sure that this is also shown to... I don't want to make this look too thin, so I want to have a little bit of the flesh of the hand here. That word always sounds so weird in any context. And I want to have a little bit here, just so you can see that there's another finger. Yeah, this is the trickiest part for me is figuring out where to simplify an anime style versus a more realistic painting style. And I think I wanted it to just it's more faint because of the bright highlight on that end. But I think that this part definitely helps. Mirage. Let's see if liquefying it helps at all. Yeah, that's probably better. And then I'm wondering if I should. No, that's probably fine the way it is. Alright, I think that makes sense. Thank you, Taki, I appreciate it. Yeah, I did make it much more apparent here. I wonder... I must have had some reason for that. I think it was that this is more of like... This is almost like a flat plane here. I mean, it's not entirely a flat plane, but you kind of get the idea of it. Like, if we think about it like a box, right? This is one plane. Whereas I think with this, I think my mindset is that we were kind of doing like... It's kind of on the edge almost. I think that was where my head was going. It's hard to know. I don't know. This is why you have to figure out where your light source is too. I think in my head the light source is coming more from here. So this is almost like a less direct, more like a bounce light. I don't really know. I don't know. But I think that helps, so thank you. Remember, you don't agree, feel free to disagree with me. No, I think it definitely helps to hear. Now I just have to figure out where I was before, what I was rendering before. I think I was working on hair, right? And then I jumped here. Okay, we are back on track. Don't be afraid to, like, take me out of a piece, to give a suggestion. I really don't mind. I appreciate it more than anything, so. I'm trying to make sure that the lines are fairly even-ish. Yeah, I specifically grabbed the instrumental version for that. I know that there's like, I definitely see other streamers on Twitch who don't have instrumental music, but they also, like, it's gonna sound rude, but I think a lot of the streamers that I hear with the non-instrumental music, I feel like they don't talk to chat as much. So I'm going for instrumentals in place of that. Yeah, the angelic one, I think I'm trying to nix, just because I think that that's distracting enough still. I probably haven't yet, because every time it comes up, I can't find it again. Alright, what did I have here? Oh, it is dark, okay. I couldn't remember how this went. The last song sounded like classic Sonic the Hedgehog background music. What? Fat Rat? I mean, maybe. Does this tie into anything, or does it just end at a point randomly? Yeah, it just ends at a point. Alright. Alright, I think we were getting better here with the refinement of the clothing. And then eventually I'm gonna have to tackle the braids, and I don't really wanna. I don't want to deal with the braids. Alright, what else do I have? I'm sort of trying to look at everything where I can and figure out, like, what needs to be where. So I'm going to grab a few things that I can see are a little faster. Like, I know I can do this coat faster. I know I can paint the edge of it in quicker. I found a good brush for braids recently. It helped me so much. I sketch over, but it helps me in the concept stage where I'm very confused. Ooh, that sounds useful. I want to go into an adventure in ancient ruins with friends. No big stakes, just out looking for knowledge and treasure and fun with ever stronger friendships. Music like this makes me nostalgic for a past that doesn't exist. I know what you mean. I know what you mean. It always gives me very, like, Pokemon vibes. Not the Pokemon that are gonna kill you, but the adventure part of it. Because, you know, like, Pokemon is based on the creator, and his interest in, like, bug collecting, so it's kind of that same idea, right? Sort of that nostalgic discovery feeling. Hello, Sophia. Welcome in. Hopefully you're having a nice day today. Like those days when you're a little tyke and going up to the a rough approximation of bushes, wondering what creature might pop up. There you go. Yeah. My Torterra would never kill. Torterra's pretty huge. Is that your favorite Pokemon, Taki? Torterra? The personality that counts. Alright, I want to be able to clean up these lines a little bit more. How are there people that just seem to get this on the first shot? I don't get it. I spend so long just trying to get the rendering part. And then she's got this buckle here. I want to try to emphasize a little bit more than I have. Also, not lose this. Make it like a little bit easier to see, so it's not just a dot. There we go. I think probably one of my favorite, but I have a couple of others I love too. That's fair, yeah. For sure, for sure. Lots of different critters. Lots of different critters to love. In Jaden and Alpharad's duo Nuzlocke, Alpharad's Torterra almost exclusively chose violence. I love her animation work. I'm guessing, so that would be, that must have been the platinum run, right? Jaden's so stupidly skilled and talented. I cannot disagree with that in the slightest. I wish I could figure out how she does, like, a tenth of what she does. I'm just saying, I was just guessing platinum because I know that, platinum was one of her bigger ones in Torterra being in Diamond and Pearl. Alright, we've got our little belt details here. I find I generally love dark type and grass type overall. There you go. Do I have a favorite type? It's probably tied between, fairy and ice. Big surprise there. I can't tell what my main type would be. I know that, I'd probably focus on ice or fairy, but I don't know, like, which takes the spot. I know, big surprise there, right? Fairy or Psychic? Ah, yeah, Psychic is also definitely a possibility. Psychic's also there. I feel like I have, like, a triad that I can't figure out. Because I think before Fairy was, like, a thing in the game, I probably would have said Ice and Psychic. Grass and water are my faves. That's helpful. That helps cover your back. With the newest gimmick on Scarlet and Violet, Pokemon can have a third type. There you go. That's true. I think that thematically I like Ice type, but I think that there aren't enough nice Ice type Pokemon. Right? Does that make sense? So I feel like I wouldn't be a... I think I wouldn't make, like, a good Ice-type gym leader. But I definitely like certain Ice-type Pokemon, and I like the, I like it from a thematic standpoint, but maybe not from, standpoint of what's out there. Am I live on Twitch? I am indeed, yes. That's such a fun thought. I thought that's what you were talking about when you were saying favorite type. I mean, that's the first thing my mind goes to anyway. Have I seen Baxcalibur? I don't... Is that the Ghost Ice one? That kind of looks like a variant of, Bisharp? The one you're thinking of is, Ceruledge? Oh, yeah, maybe. Excalibur is a new one that's Dragon Ice. Have I seen that? Dragon Ice sounds like a good combo. I feel like Dragonair should have been Dragon Ice. Baxcalibur. Alright, let's see here. Oh, what? I don't think I've seen this one. Why does he only have one wing? Why is there only one wing? I feel so bad for this guy. Why is there only one wing on him? I love how I look this up and I see a YouTube thumbnail and it just has an arrow pointing at him and it just says broken. It's not a wing, it's a blade. That would be the most... How... Its pre-evolution looks like a stumpy Trico. That is literally a Trico. Like the eye shape and the nose and that's just a Trico. I am sadly not a fan. I'm sorry. I really wish that I liked the more modern Pokemon more than I do, if I'm being, like, really honest here. I have not felt as positive towards the newer gens, and you can say that that's me being like a Gen 1er-esque nostalgia person, but I just don't feel like they are how I think about Pokemon. I'm sorry, Pokemon has been a giant part of my life, and I'm personally just not a fan with the direction they want to go with it. I'm not even a Gen 1er, like, Gen 2 is my favorite, but I feel like after, like, again, personal opinion here, don't kill the fox here, don't shoot the messenger, but, for me, it was like, Black and White was sort of where I was starting feeling like, oh, some of these designs are a bit off, and then there were enough Pokemon in X and Y where I was like, okay, yeah, we're kind of getting to a point where it starts feeling like Pokemon again. And then everything after was kind of like, no, now we're back to the feeling I had with Black and White. And ever since then, most of the designs that have come out have not really captivated me. And I say this as a giant Pokemon fan, so it makes me really sad to say that, and I don't want to say that. But that is, unfortunately, how I feel. Someone actually did a really good YouTube video on it, where they were sort of explaining why the newer Pokemon feel different in the latest generations, and it's like, it doesn't feel like they are on the right direction of doing like a fantasy version of an animal or a fantasy version of an inanimate object, because every person is going to say like, oh, you don't like the newer Pokemon, but then you also had like Magnemite and Voltorb. But the person in this video kind of explains why those worked better, and it's like they weren't trying to just make an inanimate object into a Pokemon. Like, they didn't just take an object and throw eyes on it and say, okay, now it's a Pokemon. Like, Magnemite's design isn't how you would think of a typical magnet, if that makes sense. Like, it is just a magnet. I get that that's where everyone says, like, oh, the design is just, you know, it's just your nostalgia talking. But from a character design point of view, I feel like most of the modern Pokemon do not feel like Pokemon. They still feel like characters. They just don't feel like they're part of the Pokemon franchise, if that makes sense. Alright, I think I saw someone else said they feel more like they belong in Yokai Watch. Which I would probably agree. Oh my god, why is that coming up? Why is that? I'm sorry, I don't know why this is coming up. Alright. Hopefully we're good. Hopefully Stream Beats can just, like, help us out here. I'm gonna have to, like, refresh everything. I like talking about Pokemon, but beware, some of us don't want to be spoiled. I'm gonna mute you now. Oh, okay. Yeah, alright. That's fair. That's fair. I won't talk about the designs then. I mean, I'll talk about the old designs, but I won't talk about the newer ones. Ugh. Ay. Yeah, I won't talk about newer designs. I'll just talk about older ones. I'll make sure to not mention newer ones. I wasn't gonna pull up any images anyway, but I understand that even just describing is probably not okay for people, so I won't talk about newer ones. Ugh. Alright. Yeah, I won't talk about it, but yeah, I don't know. I have my nostalgia for how the older designs just feel more like animals. I think that's just my main thing, is that they feel more like a... I don't know how to describe it. I just like it when they feel more, creature-like. What's the perfect oval? What? What's the perfect oval? What? I'm so confused. Still more interested in Digimon for the Crazy Knights and Alphamon and Mega Man. Yeah, fair enough. Let's see. Oh! It's like, what is it? What oval? Thank you. I'm glad you think so. And I've just realized how uneven they are compared to each other. Do I want to let that bother me? Can I scooch it? Can I cheat? Can I cheat and scooch it up a little bit? Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I just want to make it a tiny bit, more in... It's not gonna be perfect, and that's okay. That's okay. Can I add, like, a little... Does that make sense or no? Yeah, that works. Alright, that helps break it up a little bit more. That's a decent compromise, right? Hopefully? Alright. Let's just go with that for now. Beginning to believe? No, I just know that these Hololive paintings are, more experimental than anything. I still can't apply it to the majority of my work. Alright. I'm gonna fix the pieces here. Supposed to learn a lesson about perfectionism, not undo it. I wasn't undoing it, I was comparing. I sometimes go back and forth and just to see, like, what version is... Alright, I see how that defeats the purpose. I cannot stay, but I saw you on and dropped in to say hello. Well, I appreciate that, Corlith. I hope you have a great rest of your day, whatever you may be doing. And thank you for stopping by to say hello. Board game called Descent? Oh, that sounds fun. Thanks, Vessa. I am trying to figure out where this all lies. I feel like my entire expression for most of stream is just the ek emote. Want to come in and cheer you on for a couple minutes. I appreciate that. I think I kind of needed that today. Thank you. I don't know what I did to make the other one so much smoother and faster and easier. I don't know. Alright, I'm gonna just focus on the tail here, because I know I can figure out how the tail's supposed to work. Today is a mix of silence and snapping, yeah. No, it's more of the generic fox that I use. That is probably one of the emotes that I'm gonna have to prioritize. Is something that looks like that. Yeah. Yeah, that is my constant state of being, honestly. That is just me and an emote. I'm very used to seeing that one as reactions to things I say. I mean, I use that with, like, everyone. That's nothing... There's nothing personal there. Actually, now that I think about it, it usually is because you'll usually tell me something and it's like, you're right, but I don't want to, like, admit it. Yeah, you're right. That actually is used a lot. I definitely need a version of that for sure. Alright, tail didn't take too long on that side. Taki, I definitely feel you on wanting to speed up. I just don't even know, like, I don't even know how people figure out, like, where to speed up. But maybe we'll work on that, maybe we'll both work on that this year, maybe, or next year. Maybe we'll make both of that a goal for us. Right? If it makes you feel any better, everyone is mad at me when I'm right. It's not even being mad, it's just defeat. Alrighty. Thank you, Corlith. Seen a lot too in reaction to me, not much else. My rightness is an attempt to help, so I hope you realize that and I don't come across as too bossy. No, you don't, you don't. I know that you're trying to help. You don't come across as bossy, but you do have your own emote. The smug one that definitely comes across. Smug dancing one. I don't mean it comes across in how you talk. I'm saying that it generally is warranted. I try not to do the smug dance on you. Well, I appreciate that. Need coffee or I'll disintegrate? No, Taki, don't disintegrate. Go get the coffee. Shoot, did I pull a background in this? No, I didn't. Okay. was erasing this and I thought I was adding a background by accident. Or erasing a background. Then I'll add a little bit of a rim light highlight on the back here. Sort of trying to separate this. Why does she have a white coat with white tail, white hair? That is so... How does this design work? What is holding this design together? Good borders. I guess, yeah, I guess it's the flashes of, black trim. It doesn't have a lot of trim, but where it does, it's fairly harsh separation between the white areas. Yeah, true. Oh, there you go. Vesa, it's like your design principle. That's just what I'm gonna call it from now on. I'm just gonna call it Vesa's design principle. The way of your layers on there is amazing. As a beginner digital artist, my layers can get messy. It starts off clean and neat. It just starts to get messy the more I work on a piece. Talon? This is one layer. This is all on one layer. I'm not using multiple layers on this. That's why I'm able to paint. I don't have good layer organization. I know a lot of artists that don't, but yeah, this is all being painted on one layer. It's all good. I don't think it's immediately clear, but yeah. That is how I'm able to paint everything. I mean, granted, I started with multiple layers and, you know, in a very rough state. And then what we did is we merged them all together so that I could sort of paint from the outline and the color together. And I would like to learn more of a cleaner style. Or not, I don't know if cleaner's the right word, but like I would like to work more in, no, I guess it is cleaner. I'd like to work more in the cleaner anime styles that do require more layer organization. But for speed paints, I find speed paints, air quotes. I do find it easier to just work in one layer. Yeah, I don't know what happened to this painting. I really don't know what made it separate from everything else, but it's its own little conundrum. I think what I might end up doing is finishing up the gamers because you know, getting Carne and my mind is a blank, Purple Cat, and then maybe moving on to the English VTubers. I really want to paint people in Hollow Myth, but I am still too nervous to do that. As silly as that sounds. I don't know. I really don't know. Like, it was one thing to, like, you know, paint Gura as a cameo, and then it would be another to do, like, a big painting of... I can't tell you why. I don't know myself. I would love to paint, Mori. I just... Or, I would love to paint, Callie. I just, yeah, that's probably what I would be the most nervous about, honestly. I think painting Callie is what makes me the most nervous. Zero. Oh my gosh. Can you feel the feelings? That's valid. It's also good you realize you know the logical reason. Yeah, true. Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things where, like, it'll probably not be noticed, but you're still nervous about trying to do a good job to impress someone. Even if it might not ever be seen. I don't know. I feel like Callie would make me the most nervous to do a drawing of, but then I would also feel like I would have to make it at the same level for all the other members. I don't know. I can't figure it out. You got too yeah, I mean, that's true, yeah. Would it be weird to say that I feel almost like, it's a little, like, it's probably harder to get the attention of Myth members? I feel like they are sort of more used to it? I don't know. For some reason, they feel more elusive, and I can't figure out why. There's probably no logical reason for any of that. And I'm not trying to be rude to any side saying that, it's just sort of like my weird observation? I don't know. It's probably not true. I don't know. I don't know anymore. But, I mean, one of my goals is to eventually do, like, you know, actual work for, an agency talent. That they actually do end up using, like, as a painting or something. So, I don't know. We'll see. Can always be seen by the fans, so it never hurts to post. That's true, that's true. Myth is already heavily more established. They're the OGs, so it's harder. Yeah, exactly. That's true, though. The fans can definitely, get something out of it. I know that when I did, use Gura's tag for the beach piece, I did have a few fans noticing it, so that's true. I got a commission to make a fan art of an obscure character once, and their fans really liked it, which made me extra happy. Felt like I had done a good deed. Oh, I love that! Yeah, people really love, fan art of characters that are just, like, more obscure, not really appreciated much. Like, like when I was doing the painting of Dust, I mean, it didn't, that was just sort of, you know, a quick 1 hour thing. But I just realized that there sort of isn't a lot of fan art for that game. Like, I'm sure people who make indie games probably really appreciate fan art. I actually did what was it? I did a painting for an indie game that was, recognized by the team and then sort of found by fans a while later for, Spirit of the North. So I think there's definitely something really fun about doing things for, smaller indie. And that's also one of the ways I want to start taking my commissions, right? I mean, like, I think there's a lot of other people doing it more than I realized at first when I set this goal, but I want to try and make products that feel like they could belong to a corporate VTuber, but can instead belong to an indie. I think that whole mindset has sort of changed since a lot more people are in the space now, and there's a lot more companies that are doing merch, but, you know, I mean, there's still something you can do with it. I haven't played, but I've seen clips of it in an interview with the creator. Yeah, it is really beautiful, for sure. There's so many tiny little details I'm trying to polish that are just like thin strands. Nice Fubuki picture. Thank you. I'm just reserving my spot for Tuesday. Oh my gosh. Alright, okay. Alright. Fair enough. You can possibly find work for a VTuber agency like Niji-san GEN, because I do know that someone's arts got noticed by them. They love art so much, and they decided to hire the artist on the Niji-san GEN team that they discovered on Twitter. Oh, nice, nice, nice. I know that there's like a nice number of fan artists that has happened to, like especially in the Marvel sphere. There's definitely people who are like really big fans of, let's say Spider-Man, and then they end up working for Marvel because of their fan art. So I don't doubt that. I appreciate the love, thank you. I was just saying, that I'm hoping to at some point be able to, paint Holomyth. Sometime next year, maybe I should just make that a goal to eventually paint all the Myth members. Would it make you less nervous to start out drawing them all together, like with the Niji group? Oh, that actually... That could actually be a thing. That actually might help. Just something sort of more loose. That could, yeah, that might, that could definitely help. I think I'm just like... Yeah, I think I'm more nervous about trying to do more individuals, I think. Yeah, maybe I'll do one like I did with XLA, where I just sort of try to do like a speed paint and then sort of like, I don't know, we'll see. I think I'm just nervous about trying to do like a portrait of each of them, you know? Like an individual portrait, but I think that with gamers, like Fubuki and Mio or whatever, I kind of have the sense that I'm like, I think it's more separated in my head, as like, it's never really going to have a... They're never going to notice it anyway, Like, there's no percentage, but it's just, it makes good practice, and it makes people see that I can draw, VTubers. So I think I just sort of have, like, a different mindset with it, whereas, like, I don't know, because it's EN, it just sort of gives me a different feeling. I don't know how to describe that. Guess at some point I might actually send you a playlist of, like, songs that are sort of, like, kind of give you, like, an idea of the type of stuff that I would, listen to as, like, a base of sorts, I suppose. I mean, just for fun, I guess. I'm getting to the point where I'm not thinking clearly. I'm just making music for fun, don't expect to be good, don't feel obligated to use it. Alright, okay. Well, I'm glad that you're making it for fun, though, because that is still... I think that's still, like, just a fun activity, you know? I'm happy that you're experimenting with different things. I'm watching a video of Kiara. She said she was badly sick. She has brow? I don't know what that is. I know that she wasn't feeling well, but I don't know what it was, though. But hopefully she is feeling better now. A lot of the EN members are getting sick or are sick right now. I'm guessing it's a weather thing. I'm guessing just like a lot of VTubers in general aren't probably a little under the weather. I'm getting sick too, I think. No! Weren't you already sick? I thought you were getting over being sick. Right now, We Love You Kiara is trending on Twitter. I think it's all due to the public video she uploaded on her YouTube channel about condition right now. What happened? Is she okay now? Or is she, like, getting over something? Or does she still have something? I'm sick today. Still working though, but almost done. Sorry, that's probably rough during the holidays too. Also, thank you for the save, I appreciate it. Alright, are we pretty much done with the bottom half of this? I think we're pretty much done with the bottom half. And then this is all pretty much, this is pretty much done. I'm just gonna blend this a little bit, just so it doesn't show off too much. That is one area I'll need to figure out later. And then I'll probably just focus on the face. She's sick, and I think from what other people are tweeting about, she felt like she let her fans down. I haven't watched the video to understand the reason, but it looks like the whole thing with the idols saying, I'm sorry to let you guys down. Aww. Well, I hope she's doing alright. I'm wishing her the best. Oh, bronchitis. Oh, okay. Oh, that is definitely not fun. I know that we had someone, in here earlier who just recently got over that, so. I definitely hope that she feels better soon. That's no fun. Yikes, that definitely, especially for a singer, that definitely doesn't sound fun. But if We Love You Kiara is trending, then hopefully her fans are being very understanding. I have snow flurries in my house today. Did you send those? I don't think I can send things that far away. I mean, I've tried. I know that I have other people have asked who are closer, but I don't think I have that radius, unfortunately. I wish I could, though, because everyone deserves some form of white Christmas, right? Although, I feel like if I did that unprecedented, some people would really freak out depending on where they lived in the world. Yara will be back after Christmas? Alright, that's good. I think that's a good time to take a break anyway. Recover, be with, you know, friends and family, and sort of take it easy. Take it easy during the holidays. Still can't figure out how to draw mouths because I still default to, like... I mean, this is already a fox mouth, but I feel like even the way that I draw the corners is still very, animal-like. And I can never figure out where the best balance of the two is. I saw my kitty's footprints in the snow yesterday. It was adorable. That sounds adorable. You can tell she was jumping because there are huge gaps in between each set of four paws. Well, that's good to hear because you know how I feel about painting mouths. They're just like notoriously harder than they need to be. Ay. Yeah, and take a nice break from streaming? Yeah, true. What is it? Oh, this thing is gray. Oh, it's like, it's much more silver. Hang on. This needs to be... This is much... It's not white, it's silver. Oh, okay. How should I... How should I make this look silver? It's kind of looks rusted. How can I figure this out here? I'm not thinking straight on what colors look like, am I? Hello, hello, Mateo. How are you doing? Alright. Something like that. And then maybe some... Yeah. Something like that. Looks a little bit more silvery. There we go. Bubba wants my food. Amelia, why do you not have an icon? Something like that, and then the eyes are a little more subtle than being big. Looks more, it needs to look less like a Pokemon and more like a charm. There we go. There we go. That's better. Nafethu? How do you pronounce that? Hello, hello. Thank you so much for the raid. Hello, raiders. We come to help support your raid. I thank you. I appreciate the support. Hello, hello. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Starlight. I'm a Celestial Fox VTuber, and I want to try painting other VTubers, so today we are painting Shirakami Fubuki. Hello. Welcome in. I go by Na to make it easier. Alright, sounds good. I apologize if I messed that up at all, but hello, hello! How did you find the stream? I'm curious. It's lovely to see you. I hope that you had a good stream. What were you doing? Martianator Games, hello! Welcome in. Oh, thank you so much for following. I really appreciate that. I'm doing well. I'm sort of trying to figure out the last, we're sort of getting the last little bit of rendering here on the hair. So we've been working on the, on rendering the whole piece, and then it is going to be cropped here on the sides. So I'm sort of been focusing on the face lately, currently. I was having trouble getting one. Well, then you need to ask your management about that one, right? No problem, please. I insist. Call me Marsh. Alright, sounds good. You're Kofi, that's how I know about you. You made the naughty and nice list, and I was able to make my meme out of the name with a naughty list. Oh my gosh, I love that so much! I love that so much. I'm so glad that you got use out of the list. Well, welcome from Kofi. I'm really happy to hear that. I was wondering if anyone from Kofi would ever find the stream, so that makes me really happy to hear. I hope you've been enjoying the assets this year. I really like doing the naughty nice list. I honestly think that's probably one of my favorites. So I really hope that that's been fun. I really wanted to do something fun with that. If you have a picture or anything, send it to me at some point, and I will I'll either retweet it or I might use it in like in a product listing with your permission. Put like your Twitch name in the corner. But yeah, I'm really happy that people like the Naughty and Nice list. That one was really fun. Post a link to show you. I don't think I have links enabled on Twitch here, but if you want to send it through any of my other socials, I'd love to see. I just saw Bakura's new outfit. Ooh, I'm gonna have to check that out later. I'm definitely gonna have to check that out later. But yeah, I'm really happy to hear that you're getting good use of the assets. That makes me really happy to hear. And yeah, I also have some of them on screen here too, like the bow. Thank you for the lurk, Marsh. I really like doing the bow. I want to make more things that sort of have a little bit of that shimmery elegance to it. Sort of inspired by like the dress-up games. It's a little too spicy for me, but the non-spicy elements are cute and pretty. Oh, the Bakura's outfit? I'm definitely gonna have to check that out later. And at some point we're gonna probably have to paint Bakura. There's so many VTubers, so little time. I feel bad that I can't, that I don't know like every reference that people probably try to throw at me. But I'll try to learn basic ones. I sent you the link on Twitter so you can find it easily. Alright. Sounds good. I always like seeing outfit reveals because I want to see where they go with their design elements and how they sort of take it to a new direction but still keep their theming intact. That's always very interesting to me. Too many to make it all at once, for sure. So far we've painted Fubuki, Okami Mio, Tokino Sora, and Sakura Miko. And we were discussing that eventually I would like to have the, I would like to get the courage to, paint members of, Holomyth. First thing I thought was, hey, that looks like Bakura, and then I was like, oh, that is Bakura! It does seem like a lot of members, of various places are doing outfit reveals, because didn't Fauna just have an outfit reveal? What am I doing for Christmas? Probably not too much. I think that doing the assets has actually taken up most of my, headspace. I haven't really been doing much. What I am hoping to do, though, is to, maybe take some time to take some courses. I want to try taking some, illustration courses online. What are you doing for Christmas? Fauna did have a new outfit reveal? I thought so. She had the casual one, right? I liked how it sort of had like a little bit of a holographic effect to it. I thought that was nice. Am I aiming for a particular theme? What do you mean? With the classes? Oh, okay, yeah, with themes. It's partially character design, and it's partially, illustration, speed up. So part of it, I'm hoping will help me with, like, with VTubing, and the other part I'm hoping, will help with things like this. But I also definitely want to work on lighting for sure, as well. Yeah, I really want to work on, I want to work on things that feel like, color script almost. I sort of want to just, get a better sense of building light and shadow. I think light is really, really important because even if you can't paint details, if you are really good at just, getting down good light and shadow, you can still make something look amazing, even if it doesn't have detail in it, right? I mean, that's how we got, like, Impressionist paintings, but one thing that I really like is, the Impressionist style that they use in animated movies, the color scripting. I think that that is a really strong use of understanding light and shadow. Lighting form is key, yeah. Do you have any particular, resources that you're going for with it? Like, do you already have any in mind? I haven't found any in particular yet. Alright, I'm gonna give you the name of the person who, if you want to know more about light and shadow, this is absolutely top tier, definitely the person to learn from. Nathan Fowkes. Nathan Fowkes, I think I've mentioned him on stream before. This is the guy who has done the color scripting for a lot of the DreamWorks movies. And I believe that he is the king of light and shadow. I would definitely try to study from him if you can. If you look at his work, if you look at his color scripting work, like, do studies of it, take notes from it. I think that there's so much to learn from the work of Nathan Fowkes. He has some courses as well on Schoolism, but even if you don't want to pay for the courses, if you just do studies of his color scripts, I think you can learn so much from that alone. And yes, that is how it's spelled. I think you can learn so much just from doing studies of the color script. Actually, you know what? Here's what I recommend you do. Look at find a collection of his color scripts. Just find, like, a big collection of whatever you can find online. He has a lot of them around. And what I want you to do is I want you to do 4 to 5, whatever you can fit on a sheet, doesn't really matter. I want you to limit yourself to doing them in 20 minutes. You will not get any detail in there, and that is the point. The point will be to not get detail, but to just focus on the light and shadow portion. You just want to get the essence of the piece that he has done, and the 20-minute limit will force you to work on the basic shapes, which is the most important part of doing light and shadow. Is just getting those elements done as fast as you can. And I want to learn from him more as well. I want to do some studies myself. Like gesture drawing, it's kind of like gesture drawing, except it's the gesture is in the color. The gesture's in the color work. I'm trying to think if I have any that I've done that I can show you, but I don't know if they I'd have to look. I might be able to show you one that I've done. Will I be drawing, making a drawing of you? At some point, when I have the confidence to draw the EN members, I want to. I think some point next year, I want to try to paint all the EN members. Or if not all of EN, definitely Myth. It's just, I sort of have to build up to it. And yeah, no problem, Taki. Absolutely. Finished work shift, I'm going home now. Thank you for the save. I hope you were able to relax at home a little bit. I think I might, pack it in here as well soon. We've been going for 3 hours. And I don't think I'm going to get every area of rendering done. At this point, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not really being rushing either. I'm sort of having, maybe I just sort of forced myself to rush more on the others, and then this one I just sort of gave up on trying to do it speedily. Maybe that's what happened. Maybe I just didn't even try. That could have been it, honestly. I might have, like, just stopped trying to work quickly. Could have been as simple as that. I think I put more pressure on myself in the last few paintings. And I think with this one, I just got tired of putting pressure on myself. And the more I think about it, the more I think that's what it was. I think I really just want to, I want to finish up all the projects this year. I want to get the asset calendar done. I want to catch up on all the commissions. Finish this piece, finish the rest of the gamers, and then just sort of, like, figure out where to go from there with a fresh set of eyes. feel like I can't even hear the music playing here. There we go. Yeah, I don't know. Do any of you feel like that? You kind of just sort of want to, like, finish off the year and then be able to, relax? Sort of finish off what you've... I don't know. It feels almost like just sort of getting through finals in a way. And it's weird because I'm in charge of pacing it. I think I just, I think I bit off more than I could chew this year. At the end. I think I keep planning for what I want to do month to month, and then something ends up coming up that sort of ends up being my month's focus, and then the rest of everything else just sort of, flies out the window. Whether that's like, a commission or a holiday set or something. I'm just like, something always sort of ends up taking priority when it's not supposed to. So I think I'm also gonna try to work on that. Not doing that next year. Not letting one random thing take priority. Will I be on in the morning? I don't stream as much as a corporate VTuber, so I am on 2 p.m. Eastern Standard on Saturdays and Tuesdays. But if you subscribe to the channel, then it should notify you when I go live. And yeah, alright. I think I'm at the point now where I'm not being as productive. I can sort of tell that I'm sort of slowing down. So I think what I am going to do is I'm gonna call it here. I think I'm gonna finish this off stream. I mean, it's basically like, you guys are basically seeing what it already is finished. At this point, like, I'll probably just add more detail to the eyes, you know, make it match the previous style. And for the most part, this is done. I'm just being fussy on the details. So I'm just gonna finish that off stream at some point, take, like, you know, give it an extra hour or so. But I think we are going to call it there. As I was saying before, next stream is going to be Tuesday, 2 o'clock Eastern Standard. I am going to focus on that as a redeem stream. So, channel points and such, I will reduce a tiny bit, and we will be doing, like, 10-minute sketches and such, and whatever else. I feel like I had ideas to put in another, and now I forgot what it was, but... Anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. I love talking to you guys. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, evening, or night. And, I wish you all the best. Don't forget to follow or subscribe if you haven't yet. And thank you so much, Stargazers. And happy holidays!